So speaking of the main part of our house where the sword I may or may not have. No, so my uncle was kind of a weird guy that liked to order things on QVC. Mrs. Goldring, I'm sure, has mentioned QVC to you guys before. So as a graduation present, he literally bought me a sword. So yeah, but that weird topic aside, has anyone been driving up Smoky Row lately? And hopefully you're not driving. That would scare me. But has anyone gone up Smoky Row, like towards UDF, towards like Little Caesars? So you may have seen, by the way, if you're not getting on Desmos, you obviously didn't read the directions, but you may have seen that right here. So here's Billingsley. Here's the fire station. Whoop. The fire station and the water towers are right down here. So these are the shadows of the water towers. Right here, there's a brand new house being built. And actually, if I was the people who owned, sorry, I gotta pause my music. I'll turn it back on when we start designing our houses. If I was the people that lived right here, I'd be pretty annoyed because, like, this house is fairly large for the space where it's going into. But it got me thinking, right? We should all design some houses. And that just, happens to coincidentally be the next thing that we need to learn. How convenient. So, if you go get onto Desmos, yes? Yes, absolutely. So, basically the same stuff I had up here yesterday of the due dates of things, except for this was yesterday, and I'm probably going to post grades, like, even maybe during class. We're not working on Khan Academy right now, though, guys. If your Khan Academy is not done and you're late and, like, behind on things, that's a you issue. Right now, like, this is a fun activity, but it is the next thing that we need to learn. So, hopefully you picked up a worksheet, because if I didn't give you a worksheet for this, drawing a scale drawing is not super easy. This is my first floor. This is my back door where my dogs head out like a bajillion times a day. Kitchen counters, right? You can kind of start to see things. My scale of this drawing is that every box is 1 foot. Now, somewhere on here, I should have labeled that my boxes are 1 foot, but my wife wants us to replace our floors this year, right? So, stimulus checks and everything else. We've been saving some money to do new floors. So I needed to calculate how much square footage of flooring we had. So I don't need to put flooring where our fireplace is, right? We have a little brick hearth here. I don't need to put flooring underneath the walls, right? Because these are walls that exist. There's a little toilet. Miss Allie made fun of my little toilet that I drew there. But everywhere else I need to put flooring. So gross means in total, I have 775 square feet. But then I got to start subtracting things, right? Things like this. You in Desmos are going to... Now, this is not my dream home, I will say. But you don't get to start with your dream home all the time. So what I actually should show you, if I can get my tabs straightened out. Not template. I drug it somewhere else. Oh, over here. Yep. What's up, Lacey?
I was going to ask if we could use actual graph paper instead of this.
Now
so it's easier to see our pencil marks.
You could. You absolutely can. The thing is, this space that I have provided you with what we call weighted graph lines is an exact match of what you're going to see in Desmos. So when you go into Desmos, the thing I want to caution you about, check this out. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You would expect the heavier lines to be every 5, and they are every 5, except for the lot that you just bought did not extend all the way out to that 5th weighted line, right? What we call a heavier line on our graph. So when you look at this worksheet, I have perfectly mimicked that down here. It only stretches out 4. It does not go all the way out to the corner of the weighted lines. So the lot that you bought are these dark lines that you see on your paper. We are going to, in Desmos, design our driveway to fit which size vehicle we would like to own. right? Maybe if you just want a motorcycle, you could have a really tiny driveway, which could leave room for a really big house, right? If you want to make your house really big. Now the question is, like, do you want to leave space for a pool or like a patio out back or like dogs? If you've got dogs, you probably want to leave some yard for them. So you're going to come into Desmos and start designing your house. Don't start drawing on your worksheet yet, because I want you to go a couple more slides and look at the questions you're going to have to answer. And then you might decide to go back and make some different choices, because as I start to do the math, if I dropped this halfway across a box, that's going to make my life a little harder when it comes to doing math, right? So when I go to drop my points, landing on the crosshairs of the graph.
I'm sorry, could I please have Natalie Fletcher to the office? Natalie to the office?
That's why they're paging her, is to make sure that whether or not she's absent. She was probably marked absent once and not absent once. So guys, check it out. If I drop my house here, I can't zoom like that. That's going to be annoying for my math, right? Because my point is not on the actual crossing of the lines. There would be a lot nicer for my math. So start designing your house, and then we'll come back together again. You've got multiple questions. Don't just zoom through the activity, like go slide by slide. You can go to the next slide and see what it's going to ask you and then come back. But don't whiz through to slide 9. Take your time. This is a pretty fun activity. I actually really enjoy this sort of stuff. Obviously, from my drawing of my house, I didn't have to do this drawing perfectly, but I wanted to, so I did. Then there are directions on the worksheet of what to do, but you will do the worksheet after you're done with slide 1. So after you have finished slide 1. Last time I did this, I had a motorcycle, but I think it's time. I think it's time to get a truck. Yeah. You need that much space to get around your vehicle. Because think about it, your doors have to open. I should be quiet. Oh, make sure you put your name on your paper, because this would be a bummer to lose if you put work into drawing this. I am going to collect this, actually. We're going to use this as a little practice assignment because it's not in con, but I do want us to do it. Now I've lost there's my DESMOS screen. Hey, Victor, you having trouble getting into DESMOS? Guys, I know I need my help getting in because I'm missing... Lacey, you struggling to get in?
Well, I'm on, but here it is.
Yeah, go to your student page. Victor, you need help getting on DESMOS? Yeah, and that, these are things you guys might not have thought about before about, like, yeah, concrete's expensive. I'm surprised. I have more pickup trucks than I have anything else. Guys, don't just copy a truck because that's what I have. Pick whatever vehicle you actually want to drive. Like, Lily, do you actually want a truck? All right. I mean, that's sweet. So, just so you know, trucks are more expensive, too. So, when you go to buy the truck, if you're planning on having a truck, I don't even have a truck. I picked a truck here because I do have an SUV, and there's no SUV in this activity, so that's why I set this up for a truck. But then, guys, remember, and it says this on your worksheet, each box, each unit here on the drawing is 5 feet. So this space to the left of the truck is actually just 5 feet, really, because the mirrors are almost out to this line. That's not tons of extra space. Like, guys, this is more than 5 feet, right? Between your fingertips is as tall as you are. This is like 6 feet. So if you stood at the edge of your driveway, do you want to be able to step out onto your driveway? Yeah, you don't want to have to step on your grass. Do you want a modest house? Do you want a giant house? Do you want a big yard? I'm a yard person. So when you start looking at slide 2, that is on your worksheet also. So when you fill in your numbers, once you get it correct, actually, I think I'm going to turn on some pacing and stop us at slide 2. I'll let you go ahead and see slide 3. Yeah, whoever just tried to move on to slide 4, it's going to pull you back. Sketch your house before moving on to slide 4. So when you commit to slide 3 and get both of those answers correct, does it show you guys if you're correct or not on your square footage? Okay. So once you get both of those answers correct, sketch your house on your drawing. There are rulers. Yeah, there's still a couple rulers up here. I'll even deliver. I don't need a ruler to help make straight lines. Rulers for sale, $0 today and every day. Anybody else? I gotta take them Charlie. So before moving on, sketch out what you designed in DESMOS. Rulers. This is a lot of what? A lot of counting? I mean, that's math. Yep. Once you get both right, we draw it out. When you are when you are ready to move on to the next slide, tell me. Darn it, I shouldn't talk and do things at the same time. I just overdrew that picture. tell me and we can share your house with the class. Like what vehicle you're choosing and why. Well, that's why we use DESMOS to verify the math. That's why I would sketch in pencil before you commit to anything else. Yeah, that's why we were supposed to be using colored pencils, but hey, oh! Brain fart. I knew where my colored pencils were. If you want colored pencils, come up and grab whatever you want. However, you will have to wipe them down. But hey, if you only grab a couple, that won't be a big deal. So yeah, if you want colored pencils, come grab them. It is a lot of colored pencils, I agree. So guys, as you start to like do more with your drawing, just write all over it. Like when I look down here at this edge of my driveway, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 boxes. How many feet would that be? Well, that would be 25 feet long. And I actually left you guys a little bit more space. I'm trying to use one of the printouts that I made, but you should have space down there. Yours might not be 25 feet, but mine is. Because I wanted to fit the truck. Now my driveway at home is actually 16 feet wide. It is not very wide, actually. How long is it? Guys, you can bunch up 5s. Except be careful, because remember, the ones on the edges are not all 5s, they're 4s. So like I have 5, 6, 7, 8. I should stop saying numbers out loud. And then you can grab a calculator if you need help multiplying by 5, right? But if each of these boxes is 5 feet long, it's like 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Like you could also just count by 5s. We could share it with the class. Well, you don't have to share your sketch. I kind of want to show So Miriam and her motorcycle. So this is what I mean. Miriam and her tiny driveway for her motorcycle. Right? If her driveway is only 2 boxes wide, Miriam, how wide was this in feet? 10 feet wide, and how long was it in feet? 45. So 9 boxes for her, right? 9 times 5. So she multiplied those together and got her concrete total of 2,375. And got her grass, then she also had to get concrete for her house. Right? Yeah, it doesn't have you do both. Yeah, so I split up my driveway and my house separately. Now, can anyone tell me a way that we could do the grass based off what we've been doing in Con with the shaded areas activity? Madeline? Guys, everybody pause for a second. We all bought the same size lot, right? We all have the same size lot. So even if we all didn't design it like Miriam, and maybe your lot is more like mine or whatever, but we all have the same size lot. How many squares are up here or units are across the lot? We've got 5 and 5 are 10, but then how many? Ooh, not square feet. 90 linear feet, actually. So this top edge is 18 boxes, right? This edge of the yard. So I'm just making you think. You could calculate your entire lot area and use that. All right, I'm going to unpace you so you can keep going if you are done with the concrete and the grass. But until you get correct answers there, please do not try to move on. And yeah, I'm watching you guys. So based off what Miriam told us is that the top edge of our property, we could give it a label, something like this, right? Remember that one tick mark or one apostrophe means feet? 2 of them means inches. So our length across the top is 18 units, which converts out to 90 feet. Make sure that we start drawing on our paper. Guys, I've got a bunch of calculators up front. Keep seeing people use like the Google calculator, and that's fine, but I think the real one is easier. Make sure you sketch it out because you're already drawing floor plans and you haven't sketched it on the paper yet. Guys, you should not be choosing a floor plan until you've sketched it out. So if you've got it sketched on your paper, then you're okay. But if you have not sketched it, we should not be choosing where the bedrooms go. We got to draw up the house first. So what I mean by that is your sketch on your physical paper, and guys, I'll pause you for a minute if I have to. Your sketch on your actual paper should look something like this. You could have your grass out here shaded, but if I set up my house like this, my matching sketch would look like this. I've got 1,500 square feet of concrete in my driveway, 2,500 for my house. So I add those up to get my total concrete. I have to order a lot of concrete. So if that's right, hopefully. But then I got to figure out my grass, which is everything else. All right, I'm pausing. if people haven't done it yet, I want to give them the opportunity to figure it out on their own. Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, we didn't have enough space for that. So there is the question, though, of which floor plan did you choose? So after the fencing question, after the question about fence, which, guys, if you're struggling with slide 2, you could bump to slide 3 first. You could write on the DESMOS thing. So guys, it will make your math easier. I see some people with some numbers that are really big. So remember, we take however many boxes, like however many units we have, and multiply by 5 to get the actual feet. And then once we have everything in feet, we'll do feet times feet to get the area. Right? But we have to convert first, so we have to actually be working in feet. So like mine, it's 5 boxes, but that becomes 25 feet. A truck is not actually this big. This truck is pictured a little bit too big. So if you're still stuck on slide 2, let's solve this together. If, or at least let's give you a number that will help you. If we look at the whole lot's length, width, I guess we could say, we said that's 18 units and that's 90 feet long. If we look at the entire lot's length, the left side, how many boxes is this? Left side, anyone? How many boxes? Still 18, so still 90 feet. Oh, so you bought a perfectly square lot. It's 90 feet by 90 feet. To find the lot area, but that's of the whole thing. Miriam, what'd you get when you did 90 times 90? The whole lot. What is it? I think it was the other way around. Isn't it 81? I think it's 8,100. I think. Yeah, so 8,100 feet squared is the entire lot area. So guys, your concrete amount should be less than that. Your grass amount should be less than that. But together, they add up to be the whole thing. Remember the shaded areas work that we've been doing where we subtract the little shape from the big shape? That's what you could do for your grass. To figure out how much grass you need, you know how big the total lot is. Take away however much concrete you use. So if I know that that's going to be concrete, I can take it away now. Concrete's gray. You can shade that and just pencil if you want. No, that's blacktop. Or you're thinking of asphalt. Yeah, concrete is actually like a specific type of... Yes. It also depends on where you live and how things freeze and how much you want to pay. Concrete's really nice and smooth. Yes. Blacktop is cheap and it's smelly. When people put down the blacktop, it like you can smell it from blocks away. Especially in the hot sun. Yep, nice and stinky. So guys, what I could do, and you cannot copy my math because your house is different, but I could take the entire area of 8,100 square feet of the entire lot, and to find how much grass I have, I take away how much concrete I have. So the lot minus the concrete will be how much grass I have. So I've actually almost split my lot perfectly. I think I have 4,100 square feet of grass and 4,000 square feet of concrete. There we go. So you dropped yours on half, which is going to make it a little bit more difficult. So we could go back and change that to not be on a half. Because you need to go 1, 2, 3 and a half boxes. That's going to make everything have decimal numbers. So if you want to commit to this, that's okay. We're going to have to multiply with a half. So since you've already drawn it, let's go with that. Say 3 and a half boxes times 5. So 3 and a half boxes times 5. This length at the bottom would have been 17.5 feet. Does that sound about similar to what you got, or maybe not? But I would write that down at the bottom of the driveway. So down here, write 17.5, like the deep driveway. Then how long it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you have 6 times 5. So it's 30 feet long. So then to find the area of the driveway, we'll leave the 30 feet long times the 17.5 feet wide. That's the area of the driveway. So that's why I said figure out each of the lengths on its own. Now the house will still use that half on the length, but the height of it isn't that. So let's go ahead and write that down for the concrete area. So we've got 525 plus, right? We're going to need to do. So guys, you could use your worksheet to write out some of your math. Since your concrete is your driveway plus your house.
Is this due today?
No. It is our activity for today. I do not know when it is going to be due, quote unquote. So the first thing we do is count boxes and then multiply by 5 to get the lengths. Guys, if something falls on the floor because of you, it's your responsibility to pick it up. And I can't believe that I'm having to say this with 12-year-olds, but like more and more as we are in school, I'm like through the day I'm just finding crap on the floor. And it's like, well, somebody got this out, right? It didn't just like magically find its way on the floor. So even if by accident you get a highlighter or whatever and it ends up on the floor, that is on you. Any more help? Why aren't we using a pencil? So you're going to commit every line you draw is a permanent line. Every number you write is a permanent number. So from one box in to the edge and start your driveway. Go up as many boxes as it goes up, which I think is right where you have your yard start. But draw it heavy. Like shade it. Yeah. Did you read the directions? Did you flip over to see that I think I left some space? Did we work here? Guys, make sure that you flip to the back. You have space where you need to write in the information about the fence and all that stuff. So I'm going to remind you, I am collecting this worksheet. I might make that when I just collect your whole math binder, right? Because I need to look at your previous math notes and everything. I'm not collecting it today. That would be stressful, especially for those of you that are like taking your time. So then we got to add those two numbers up and change what you're typing. Because I don't think that's math. So in your calculator, go ahead and do the 2125 plus the 5. Do not wipe your desks yet. I'm not going to drop wipes so you have them because I'm going to get probably caught up talking about the what's next. You are special. Don't let anyone ever tell you otherwise. What? I don't know. Sorry, that's my honest answer right now. Because we just started a new schedule. I know it ends sometime soon. 48. Oh no, that's why we gotta write things down. If it was written down, it wouldn't be a problem. So here's the deal. This is actually going to serve as a mini mastery. All that means is that when the grade goes in MAP, this assignment will be a mastery grade. So if it's progressing, it's progressing. It needs revised, right? Scale drawing is one of the things we have to learn this year. So the DESMOS activity will remain open. I can help you with this like it's a test. Like come to AO, come to extensions. I can help you with it. But guys, seriously, doing this drawing is going to be a mastery grade. Okay, and then the questions on the back for the fence, the floor plan, and the main wall. Be careful. You might want to highlight this right now. The scale on the main wall slide is different. The scale on the main wall question is different. So when you go to look at your main wall, different scale, be careful, it's just times 1.5. Any questions about what we're doing? Guys, DESMOS will effectively check all your answers for you and make sure that you're going to get everything right. I just need you to copy your drawing and show some work for your math on your paper. So like my work on my paper for my concrete would be the 1500. I lost my blue pen. Oh no, I can't go on without my blue pen. I'll use a lighter blue. It'll be close. I know, right? So there was my concrete work, right? That's how I got my 4,000 of concrete. Then I knew that my total lot was 8,100. Guys, if you're still figuring out your grass, here is my help for you. The total lot is 8,100. If we subtract away how much concrete we're buying, what's left over is how much grass we're going to buy. Hey, look right now because you will get a progressing because of this. I need you to label that it is feet squared. You must have a label. Otherwise, somebody could deliver you inches squared or centimeters squared. You gotta have a label. A lot of you on your masteries that I'm almost done grading did not label things, and I'm debating whether or not that's going to make it a progressing because I told you gotta label stuff. So please stop not labeling. All right, now it's time to pack it up and wipe stuff down. Yeah, that's all I got for you today. Hopefully today was a bit more fun than the normal just take notes, but I know some of you are like scratching your head and like this is a little bit tough, and that's okay. It's okay to struggle. The struggle is real. It's a good thing.